The most romantic day of the year, Valentine's Day, is just around the corner. So if you're planning on impressing your better half this weekend, we've got an idea for you.
And who else will we have in? Only the love doctor himself, Mr. Wicklow, relationship expert, Charlotte, the chef at the Martello Hotel and Break.
I'll give you that €20 later.
Yeah, there's some build-up now.
I tell you,
what are you making, brother?
Making a nice chicken Wellington. We're going to do the stuffing first. We're going to concentrate on the stuffing first, okay?
Slightly unusual, Charlotte.
Slightly unusual.
Chicken Wellington, I thought, hello.
Typo.
Yeah, typo.
Is it the same as beef Wellington, but using chicken?
Exactly, okay. Yeah, okay.
So
We're going to start with a little bit of stuffing. So a nice hot pan with a nice bit of rapeseed oil here, okay?
Junior fancy.
Now, speaking of rapeseed oil,
Why is he wearing gloves? What are they for?
Because we're going to do something later.
Now, I was just talking to Simon earlier on before we came on air, and both of us love working with rapeseed oil. And it's 30% less saturated fat, so all the chefs are sort of using it's the fad, right? But just hold out your hand, Laura, for a second. I brought you a little present, okay?
Oh, lovely.
This is the rapeseed oil before it's actually milled, okay?
No way.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You show. See there? That's it before it's milled. There you go. So that's its raw state.
Well done, Laura.
What do we do with them now?
You stand there now for the next 6 minutes with that in your hand.
Is it like sauce?
It's like a feeding bird.
That's our special guest. That's our special guest today. So what I've got here, I've got some rapeseed oil, nice hot pan. I've got some onions, some wild mushrooms. Nice. I've got some chanterelle. Are you familiar with wild mushrooms? Chanterelles, oyster mushrooms, gnocchi mushrooms in there. Really nice pungent flavour.
Supermarkets are getting better too. You can buy wild mushrooms now.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. So what we're doing is we're going to saute them off, okay? In real time, you probably saute them off a little bit longer, okay?
Yeah.
We'll saute them off, and then we're going to spike it with a little bit of garlic clove, okay? So crushed garlic is perfect. We're just going to get it in there in our microplane.
Love
okay.
garlic going into everything. You put a sizable amount in there.
Yeah, but you can get the smells already of that. It's really, really nice. And some fresh herbs. So I have some chive, some rosemary, some thyme here, okay?
Chive, rosemary,
yeah, and just a little rough cut. You don't have to be too particular with this, all right? That goes in as well.
Thyme, you came up with one?
So in we go with the thyme, all right?
Thank you, thyme.
And as always, we do a little bit of salt and pepper, just to season. And when you're doing this dish, it's important that we make the stuffing first to get the stuffing to cool down. Yeah. We want to practice, obviously, safe cooking technique. So you never put a hot stuffing into a cold chicken breast, okay? Okay, so we have some spinach again. It's optional whether you want to chop the spinach or you want to just shred it or leave it whole, okay? So we're just going to... Exactly. We're just helping it on its way here this morning.
A full bag of spinach or something.
We're just
like 2 tablespoons.
We're just giving the stuffing a little bit of love and a bit of passion here this morning.
Well, for the weekend that's in it, Charlo.
Absolutely. A little bit of butter, so 50 grams or 100 grams of butter, okay?
Lovely.
We'll put a small bit more. What this does, Laura, is it just makes your stuffing not to be too dry, okay? So it's nice and moist. So what you want to do is you want to have the chicken when it comes out of the oven, when you cut it, we'll see it later, when you cut it, that it's nice and juicy. So as you can see there, we combine everything, and then obviously the main ingredient is some breadcrumbs. Now, fresh breadcrumbs, I just blitzed these last night, some pans, some day-old pans in the house, and it's no problem if it's nice and rustic with a little bit of the crust left on, okay? So that goes all in.
I made beef Wellington last week, and I was really annoyed because it came out, it was very dry, and I had lovely meat.
Oh, there you go.
So, but I had breadcrumbs in, and I thought maybe it was just because they dried the whole mixture out.
Exactly, that's probably what happened. You probably didn't have enough, enough liquid in your stuffing. So as you can see, we're bringing the stuffing together now, okay? And then what you do is, if you do want to bring it on a little bit more, you'll find that when you cook this, it's a little bit dry, like you said last week. Add a small bit more butter, or a little bit of stock into it if you like. No, I wouldn't put an egg into it. No.
Oh, I did.
Okay, did you? Yeah.
Did you?
That's what the recipe said.
And here we have one then. So what we do is when the stuffing is ready, put it on flat on a plate and leave it to cool down. When it's completely cooled down, then we move on to the next bit, okay? Now the next bit is with the raw chicken. So I have a colour-coded board here and I'm putting on my gloves. So if you're handling raw meat at home, please make sure, obviously, exactly, no cross-contamination. It's so important.
Colour-coded board's a great idea, Charlotte.
Absolutely, and they're really, really cheap, okay? So like this is like €10, you can buy a set for 50, and you'll have them for a lifetime, really hard, rustic, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I have a nice lean piece of chicken, okay, chicken fillet, and I'm just going to make an incision, and this is called butterflying. Now, we also, in the restaurant, we do butterfly steaks as well. Some people ask for them, if they have a well-done steak with butterfly or fillet, but that's the whole idea, is a butterfly, okay? And what we're going to do is we make another one, because Simon's going to help me on the way here. Now we're going to wrap this in pastry, and our cold stuffing, all right? So we'll just take a small and just shape it into your hand like that. And you'll know at this stage, Laura, if the stuffing, if it's crumbly,
If it's
not,
moist
yeah,
enough,
it needs a little bit more, okay? So we just pop that in there,
Why
and then
do
the
you need
second
to leave
one.
it cool, Charlotte?
Leave it cool because you need to practice safe food
So you can't let the
handling.
chicken cook
Exactly,
from
you
the
can't,
inside?
you can't put the hot stuffing into a
start
cold
cooking,
chicken
yeah.
because you could cause food poisoning, okay?
Okay,
So
good luck to you.
again, you'd be ringing in sick.
brilliant.
We don't want anyone ringing in sick the day after Valentine's Day.
No, you don't.
No.
No
Okay,
way.
so what I have now, so that's perfect, all right? Okay, so what we have now is we have just basically a shop-bought frozen puff pastry.
Okay, so you're going to take the gloves off and replace them now, are we?
Exactly. No, I keep the gloves on because I'm going to handle this again, okay? So what we're going to do is I just have a simply shop-bought, got this in my local supermarket yesterday.
Am I
It's puff
replicating what
pastry,
you were
is it?
doing here,
Puff
Charlie?
pastry, yeah. Puff pastry, yeah. So Simon has his ready to go.
I'll follow
so
you.
basically, yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to do is just going to get 2 portions out of one sheet, which is really cool because it's really cheap, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop that over there. Now, Simon, this is the bit, okay? We're just helping on his way. I've helped yours on his way. Just give it a little roll without rolling pin, okay? And we just need to trim it a small bit. So I'm going to place yours in the middle there, okay?
This will look extremely impressive if someone cooks
Yeah.
this for you.
And this is,
It's a bit of work to be doing, isn't it? You know,
but this
It's
is
a bit
yeah.
finicky, but it's easy.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I couldn't do it, but...
And so just clip off your sides. Now this you're going to roll it now, okay?
Why'd you clip off the sides?
We
for the shape?
don't want any. If it overhangs and excess, it gets a little bit stodgy and it makes it a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for, Simon? A little bit doughy, isn't that the word?
doughy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're going to
so
bring this over, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to pop this over like that, okay? And it's exactly like you're wrapping a little present for Valentine's Day as well. This is like a little chicken pillow, okay? If you got it, Simon, encase all your chicken breast, and then you turn it over, okay? You turn it over, and here's a little tip, right? That's brilliant, Simon. Perfect. Just the egg yolk, an egg yolk. People do egg wash, just one egg yolk. One egg yolk cracked in there. We're going to brush the top of it, okay?
Are we scoring the top
Yeah.
of it, Charlo?
We're going to score it. This is the tip, okay?
Okay.
When you score the top of it, it means then your pastry is nice and crisp. It's not soggy, okay? So we're just going to little incisions across the top, Simon and Laura, okay?
So when we come back later on, what are we doing? Taking it out of the oven or putting it in?
we're going to want to pop it in a little bit of sesame
this
seed,
bad
poppy
boy.
seed on top. Now, doesn't that look nice and pretty? How are you
Very
getting on, Simon? Yeah, so the incisions in the top are very important. They let the steam out with it's cooking, and it makes the end product nice and crisp.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, pop over our bacon tray, Simon, and we
you go.
pop mine on there.
Okay.
And you put yours back down there. Next segment, then we're going to make a beautiful col callan, or a national mash, a col callan mash. We're going to sit the chicken on top of the mash, and we're going to make a sensational champagne and creme fraiche sauce.
Sounds
Marvellous.
delicious.
Well
Thank
done,
you so
Charlotte.
much,
Get it all in.
Charlotte.
Thank you.
Thanks for the moment. After the break, gift ideas for Valentine's Day. Now's the time to sit your other half down in front of the telly.
Bang
See you
him in the
soon.
oven, son.
Thank you very much.